Hey everyone, it's TheViper here and I'm back with another 30 tips and tricks that can help you improve your game of Age of Empires 2. Make sure you check out the first video with the first 30 tips first and enjoy! Farm upgrades only apply to farms that are finished after the technology is researched. Farms already under construction still gets its bonus as long as the construction is not finished until, for example, Horse Color is done researching. Existing farms do not have their food increased. Unlike every other building in the game, farms will be visible to all players immediately when placed, meaning it's visible before any villager has begun constructing it. They start with just 1 HP, so enemy units can destroy them in one hit if you're not careful. If you want to set your gather point from the town center on a boar, deer or an object that can be attacked by the town center, you have to manually select the Set Gather Point hotkey. This will make your villager go hunt the animal upon spawning, while a right click makes your town center attempt to shoot it. If a building of yours is researching a technology or producing a unit, you do not lose the resources if that building gets destroyed. The resources of anything you had queued up will be refunded to your bank. Hill bonuses are often used in AOE2, meaning that if you have the high ground, you deal approximately 25% more damage and take 25% less damage. The percentages do not change if you're further up or down, so the bonuses always remain the same. You do not receive any extra range. The hill bonus does not increase the damage a watchtower does to another. If you have completed your walls but you want to add a gate, you can simply place it on top of any of your wall foundations. However, this will remove the current wall you're replacing with the gate until you start constructing it. So beware of the timing, as enemies could be lurking and there might be a free space for them to run inside. Unfinished gates have 0 armor and are much easier to destroy than a completed one. Luring a boar requires 1 hit from a villager and 2 hits from a military unit such as the scout cavalry, which is often used for laming. If the boar loses vision of the unit luring it, it might stop chasing and go back to its starting location. The distance within which wolves attack units depends on the difficulty level that is set when starting the game. Competitive settings use standard, where wolves will attack units within 6 tiles. Wolves can also be lions, tigers or Komodo dragons depending on the map. Wolves do not attack scout cavalry, eagle warriors, monks or siege weapons. Monks must be adjacent to buildings, rams and trebuchets to convert them, and require the redemption technology in the monastery to convert siege weapons and buildings. Other units, including bomber cannons and siege towers, are converted at distance. Monks cannot convert town centers, walls, gates, monasteries, crayposts, castles, and wonders. Unfinished constructions can also not be converted. Notably, towers, dungeons, and even Feitoria can, however, be converted. If you're transporting a monk carrying a relic and the transport ship gets destroyed, the relic will magically teleport back to the location the monk boarded the transport ship initially. Stay hydrated! The market is a great tool to trade resources in order to balance your economy. There is a 30% trading fee and prices always start the same at the beginning of the game, but it is a global market, meaning that your trades impact the prices for your enemies and allies. Guilds can be researched in the Imperial Age and reduces the trading fee to 15%. Saracens have a civilization bonus where they only pay a 5% trading fee, making them exceptional at using the market in order to buy the resources needed for their strategy. It's often used to advance the ages extremely fast and make certain all-in plays with a technology advantage. This is all made easier by the market only costing 75 wood for the Saracens to begin with. In Empire Wars, some civilization bonuses do not apply for balancing reasons. For example, the Chinese and Mayans do not start with extra villagers, and Persians, Lithuanians and the Sicilians don't start with their extra resources. Some civilizations still see benefit from the Empire Wars opening, where Ethiopians still start with plus 100 food and plus 100 gold due to their age up bonus, and Franks and Chinese will both benefit from their farm bonuses. Most buildings gain additional HP as you advance through the ages. Stone walls and gates get the biggest HP boost, going from 900 and 1375 HP in the Dark and Feudal Age to 1800 and 2750 HP in the Castle Age. Watchtowers also go from 720 in the feudal age to 1020 upon reaching the castle age. Onagers, siege onagers, trebuchets, and ballista elephants can actually cut down trees, meaning you can make very sneaky plays by cutting through forest and creating surprise attacks. If you select your siege rams and patrol them to the end of your enemy's base, the rams will work their way through the base, destroying all the buildings along the way. I recommend a spread formation while doing so. As you move across the map with military units, you often want to use patrol or attack move, as if you run into the path of an enemy unit, your units would engage immediately, and the first few hits can decide the outcome of a battle. If you somehow follow an enemy unit through their gate, you can keep the gate open by staying underneath it. Make sure to put the unit on stand ground or no attack stance so it doesn't move in case you want to keep the gate open. To place the unit right under the gate, you can also hold Alt while right-clicking your unit to move there, as that will make the unit ignore the attack command on structures. Gates have a lock and unlock option, so you can make sure your units don't accidentally leave or enter when you don't want them to. There's also a possibility to assign a hotkey to this feature. You cannot lock or unlock a gate before it's finished though, so be careful if enemy units are right outside. Villagers can drop off food gathered from fish at docks. A neat trick here is to gather a deer, for example, where you can carry up to 35 food with most civs near a dock, and then assign that villager to shorefish, meaning the villager will turn into a fisherman and then be allowed to drop the food off at the dock. In the Imperial Age, you can research spies in your castle. It gives you the full vision of all your enemies. The cost here is calculated by how many villagers the enemies have, beginning at 200 and increasing by 200 for each enemy villager. This means you can use the cost of the technology to see how many villagers the enemies have with some quick maths. If you turn on the option to display future technologies, you can also see this price in the Castle Age. However, it does max out at a cost of 30,000 gold. The team game ranked matches in Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition will determine your spawning position for most standard maps within the team based on your color. The highest and lowest colors will be spawning as the flanks, whilst the middle colors will be spawning as the pockets. Normally, a Teuton bomber tower will shoot one cannonball every time it shoots. However, if you garrison it with 10 handgunners, the bomber tower will shoot 2 cannonballs. If your Teuton bomber tower is garrisoned with 10 allied elite Janissaries, you will shoot 3 cannonballs at once. And if you have 10 elite Shukunus garrisoned in your Teuton bomber towers, you will shoot 4 cannonballs at once. In the Imperial Age, you get access to the upgrade conscription for 150 food and 150 gold in the castle. For its cost, it is an incredible technology, increasing the work rate of barracks, archery ranges, stables, castles and crayposts by 33%. It increases both unit production and technology research speeds. Often forgotten, but it is one of the most important upgrades. That was another 30 tips for you. Hope you enjoyed and maybe learned a thing or two that you can apply to your own game. If you did, make sure you leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And I will see you guys for the very next one.